What's going on, you guys? Local John1812.
What's up? Jrod84 here.
Alright, guys, we're back. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, this has been a little bit. We figured we'd get a couple more shows in before the 2017 calendar year is up.
So we combined both shows now. Everybody knows that. YTBA Fantasy Football, real quick update. We're in the Super Bowl championship.
Yep, I believe it's Enormous Ditka versus Team Beasley.
That is correct. It's a 2-week championship game. They already played their first week last week, and I think Team Beasley's up by like 4 points on him right now. So they're heading into their last weekend here, and then we'll know who our new champion is of the league again.
Yep.
So we'll let everyone know on the next show who won. And, of course, Team Ditka and Team Beasley, if you see this, we hope you do. Good luck to both teams. May the best fantasy football team owner win the championship.
All right, good luck for both of you. All right, I guess we'll switch. Okay, now that's out the way. I guess we'll switch gears a little bit. I guess we'll talk a little bit of college basketball. Okay, yes, of course, y'all probably already know we're Kentucky fans, and yes, the Wildcats ranked number 7. They lost today to UCLA, 83-75.
We just lost. We got outplayed.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but
it happens.
Yeah, it happens, and like I said, this team is second to youngest, or the absolute youngest team in the country. So, you figure expect growing pains and along the way.
Right.
They're improving in different areas. I will say that say the offense, especially like the last 4 weeks. Yeah, they've taken big strides. As the defense, I'm really not sure. And at times they look good, and other times they look kind of lackadaisical.
Right.
But
it's hit and miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Game to game, it's different. They played tough today. They did have a lead, 8 points at one time.
Yeah, it was in the first half.
First half, I think UCLA was even up 6 at one point in time. Was the first half they were up 6 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of went back and forth. I think it was tied at halftime.
Yeah.
And then second half,
UCLA, kind of went on a little bit of a run, and
Kentucky came back with a little bit of a run and chipped away a little bit at it, but it just never got. I don't think it got below 4, did it?
No.
No.
No, it didn't get any lower.
So, hey, hats off to UCLA and their fans. Good win for them, and we got to definitely bounce back and take care of business next week at home against Louisville.
Yeah.
Cannot lose that game.
No.
You lose that game, and Calipari may be in some hot water. Because you would lose to Kansas, UCLA, and Louisville all in the same year.
Well, I don't know about. I don't know.
I'm not saying firing hot water, but I'm saying hot water.
Not gonna be firing hot water, no. But
he'll be in some hot water.
Well, he said it himself. This team, is young, and they have been trying his patience. Probably with little black hair that he has left. Probably by the time March gets here, it's gonna be gone.
He's gonna have to need a year's supply of Just for Men.
I would say, but
he's gonna need to comb and brush it in.
Yeah. But like I said, this team is young, but honestly, I'm sure they'll get better along the way. Mind you, they do have 2 players that are out with injuries right now, but maybe by the time March gets around, by the time March gets here, they'll look entirely different.
I think that's what we're missing. Vanderbilt. I know Baker's a good shooter, so we are missing another shooter, but I really think we're missing Jarrett Vanderbilt. I think he's an important key factor to this team. I think without Vanderbilt, you're not going to go very far in the NCAA tournament, so Vanderbilt has to get back. Because P.J. Washington is not playing good enough to pick up what Vanderbilt's leaving off the table too.
Well,
we need a third person.
He does fine, but for some reason he keeps missing easy layups at the rim, and I noticed that a few times today and in several other games. Why are you guys missing easy layups right at the rim?
You got Diallo and Knox playing pretty well. They're your 1-2 punch. But a lot of teams that are really good have 3 players that really play really good on a team together. Yeah. And Diallo and Knox, you wanted Washington to be that third player because Vanderbilt's not there. You kind of wanted Quad Green to maybe step up, and Quad A Green has stepped up. Maybe Alexander. You thought these people, Nick Richards, they're co-stars.
Gabriel and Kalea Jones.
Yeah, they're co-stars. You're still looking for that featured star player to go along with the other two featured star in Knox and Diallo. And I think we've tried everybody. And no offense, everybody's done good. I'm not saying anybody's played terrible. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying they've not played to the star level. And that star we're waiting on, I swear, and I just got this feeling, it's Vanderbilt. So your 3 players for that team is going to be Knox, Diallo, and Vandy. That's it.
I just say, we'll just wait and see.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Like I say, Kentucky's 9-2. I would say they shouldn't fall too far in the top 25.
Maybe 10.
Maybe 10 or 11. But don't worry about. Okay, so Kentucky lost today. Okay, it's not necessarily a big deal. If you take a look around the rest of college basketball, nobody is invincible. Okay?
North Carolina lost at home to Wofford.
Let's see. We'll take a look for example. What he just said. North Carolina, defending national champions, they lost at home Wednesday night at home to Wofford.
At home, not a neutral court. Not away, not at Wofford. They lost in Chapel Hill at home. Like I can bet you all day long, Kentucky would never lose to Wofford at Rupp Arena. Maybe not never, but if Kentucky played 100 times, they're only going to lose once.
I'd say at least not while Cal's there.
Not while Cal's there.
No.
What's our worst loss for at home though? Who is the worst team that's coming there and beat us at home? We've lost like 5 times at home, haven't we, with Cal? 6 times. Most of them have been like a North Carolina or somebody.
Actually, let me see. Because the 6th loss, let me see, has been Baylor, Texas A&M, Florida, Arkansas, Kansas, and UCLA. And
you see 2 of those, and Baylor, 3 of those are non-conference, 3 of them conference. But did you hear any name that sounded like Wofford or Eastern Mississippi or the fog of Cadillac West or something like some weird name that makes no sense?
No.
It's not happening, people.
Well, look, I would say, mainly the point where I was trying to make.
Now, before Cal got there,
that was the embarrassed. That was the 2-year Gillespie era. I just say
we got beat by who at home?
The likes of Gardner Webb, San Diego, and VMI, which is basically like a lifetime ago.
That's not happening with Cal.
That's a lifetime ago. I said no, that ain't happening with Kentucky. Now about Cal's there.
And Duke lost to Boston College so far.
Honestly, Duke lost to Boston College. Kansas has 2 losses. Washington, Arizona State. North Carolina has 2 losses. You guys.
UCLA has 2, even though they won. They still have 2 losses. They lost back-to-back before they played us. I don't understand how that,
No.
Yeah.
Well, I know
they lose 1 or 2.
Lost last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost last week.
I thought I seen on their schedule they lost the week before that too.
Yeah, not to say, but you know what I'm saying. No,
it is what it is.
No. Like I said, the point I'm trying to make: nobody's invincible, and no one's
we don't know nothing.
Nobody in men's college hoops is going undefeated.
Right.
You got 4 undefeated left: Arizona State, Miami, TCU, Villanova. Yeah, they're unbeaten for the time being, but at some point, I figure they're going to lose along the way. I understand.
If they don't, good for them.
Yeah. Well, one interesting side note I did want to make. I was watching a little bit of college basketball. It was Oklahoma Northwestern at home last night, and I was saying, Oklahoma, have the point guard Trae Young, which nearly committed to the Wildcats before staying in his home state. Okay, and so far, he leads the country in scoring at 28 points. Not 28, 25 points. I think about 10 assists a game. In the first half of last night's game, he had 25 points. I can't remember how many assists. Okay, but he said, Oklahoma had a 68-38 halftime lead over Northwestern. ESPN commentator Dan Dockage, of course, Oklahoma ended up winning the game, 104-78. After the game, he took note that that was the best first half of basketball that he's ever seen. And all this, and it got me to thinking. And now you probably remember. Now you have to go back, for Kentucky to 1996 championships. January 16th, 1996, Kentucky at LSU. That's not a thing on YouTube. Go look that up. Where Kentucky threw up an SEC record 86 points in the first half. Yeah. And now, okay. And I see 86 points in 20 minutes of basketball. I mean, regardless, even if it was 1996, you want to tell me that scoring 68 points in college basketball? Okay. Maybe
Last time I checked, 86 was bigger than 68.
Yes, I'm thinking, okay. And wait a sec. Okay. Oklahoma's halftime lead last night was 30. Okay, in that game I just mentioned, Kentucky at LSU from 1996, Kentucky's halftime lead was 44. They ended up winning the game by 32. Now, you seriously want to tell me that the 68 points scored by Oklahoma in the first half last night was the best half of college basketball that anybody's seen in a while?
If he said I've seen in a while, maybe he's meaning like the last 10 years. If he's saying ever, then he's forgetting about that 96 game.
Yeah.
Well, it's Dan Dockich. But he hates everything Kentucky, and everyone knows that, and he gets under Kentucky fans, and he'll say, "No, I don't hate you. I don't hate Kentucky." That's kind of how he talks too. He's weird sounding, and no, he's not weird sounding, but I don't like him. But yeah, that's what he does. And Dan, just go back and watch tape. Just go back and watch tape, Dockich.
Just go back and look up that game. Yeah, okay, yes. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's probably saying I don't know because scored 68 points in the first half. Today's version of college hoops
ain't that hard to do.
I
see consistently. Not necessarily. I'm not just going to even say Kentucky, but I see Duke nowadays. North Carolina, not really, but Duke, Kansas with their young 5-star players. Yeah, they're scoring 52 points a half.
Yeah, you see teams like that scoring like 50, close to 60 points in a half.
Yeah, well, 60. No offense. I'm not saying Oklahoma didn't do anything. They did. That was they played great and they won.
Yeah,
not taking nothing from. I'm just saying that you wish these analysts wouldn't over-exaggerate when they don't need to. They're trying to sell the game even more to push people to make sure they come back and watch it and get more ratings next time. And that's why he said something like that and he pushed it. That's why.
I guess, but anyway, that's just a side note I wanted to make. There's still a whole lot of college hoops left. a lot of conference play. It's getting ready to start next week for the conferences. So
as far as Kentucky, I'm fine. I'm still fine where our team at. I feel like Vanderbilt plays next week. A lot of people don't think he will, but I think he does. If we lose to Louisville at our home court, like on I Love Lucy, Calipari, you've got some explaining to do. If we end up losing that game, that's what we're gonna all be yelling. He won't sleep if he loses that game.
I don't know. Because ever since Cal's been there, Kentucky's 4-0 at home against Louisville.
What is Kentucky's record when Cal loses a game? Almost like whenever you look at, it is hard for, I forgot what it was, but no, Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots back-to-back losses. It's very seldom that ever happens to them. With Calipari, and before anybody goes crazy about coaching stature, I'm not trying to say Hall of Famer. Belichick and Calipari on the same level. I'm not saying that it's two different sports, two different things. I'm saying as far as back-to-back losses, do we know what it's like to even lose back-to-back games as a Kentucky fan under Calipari? I don't even remember the last time I have experienced 2 losses in a week.
It happened last year.
I don't even remember that.
It happened. They lost at home. They lost at Tennessee, and they lost at home to Kansas.
But how many times has that really happened since he's been there? It's very seldom.
This happened maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 times, maybe 4. I probably had to go back in the record books and
see. That's not good for Louisville fans, then.
Well, I just see. Well, you can look at Kentucky. Well, you can check out Kentucky Louisville. It comes on Friday noon, CBS.
That's going to be a good game. Let's switch gears to NFL football. Playoff races. Did you find out who won tonight? Baltimore and
Indianapolis. If I'm not sure, but I believe Baltimore won.
Okay.
So Baltimore should be 9-6. They were currently sitting in the second wild card spot in the AFC. And if I might, I think there's another game on right now. I'm not sure. I believe it's Minnesota Green Bay, if I'm correct.
Ooh.
But
Green Bay's eliminated.
I say Green Bay's out of the playoffs. Minnesota already won the NFC North. Now they're when Minnesota's still in the race for home field advantage, in the NFC. Obviously, they still have to get past Philadelphia to do so, but.
And then you got Kansas City, my team. I like to always talk about them on here. You guys know that, Chiefs fan. We win tomorrow. No matter what San Diego does or whatever, we win tomorrow, we're in. So we need to take care of business, beat Miami. There's a couple different playoff scenarios for the Chiefs, but basically win, and you're in.
Yeah.
Just take care of business.
Well, I mean, let's say if they win, they take the
AFC West.
AFC West.
So that'd be good for them.
Yeah, a lot of the other divisions. Actually, we got an update in the third quarter. Minnesota leads Green Bay 10-0.
Oh, let's see if we can find the other score, too.
Yes, it's actually early in the third quarter.
10-0, and we all know they sat down Aaron Rodgers for the rest of the season. If they would have won, they would have kept him going. You know what?
Yeah, I just say, they unfortunately, Rodgers came back last week, with their loss to Carolina, which pretty much eliminated Green Bay's hopes of getting into the playoffs. And
Vikings playing for home field advantage. That's important. Yeah.
It's important for Minnesota because the Super Bowl will be played in Minneapolis.
Yeah, Baltimore beat Indianapolis.
Let's see.
23-16.
Okay.
I had a little bit tougher game, I thought. So that means Baltimore's got a chance now to make the postseason.
Yeah,
I think they need to win next week too, for sure.
Yeah, like I said, Baltimore's in the second wild card spot in the AFC. Tennessee has one of the other AFC wild card spots for now. Also in the AFC, of course, New England kind of put itself in the driver's seat for home field advantage in the AFC. Although I personally don't want the Patriots to have home field advantage, but it happens.
Pittsburgh, they're going to win the...
Pittsburgh already won the AFC North.
It's looking
New
at
England, New England basically has strangled... they win the AFC East again. AFC South is probably still yet to be determined, but let's see. I'm not sure.
Jacksonville should get it.
Jacksonville. They're at San Francisco tomorrow. And like I said, the Titans still have a shot to get in the playoffs. They got to take care of business. They host the Rams. Ain't going to be easy.
Right. I'm looking at the standings now.
Okay.
Yeah. New England. Buffalo's there to make the wild card.
Yeah. I said Buffalo's in the hunt.
Pitt, and then look at Baltimore 9-6.
Yeah, Baltimore's still in the hunt.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Tennessee's still in the hunt. If the Titans win tomorrow, the division, and if by chance that Jacksonville loses to San Francisco, which ain't gonna happen, I'd say the division, the AFC South could depend on Jaguars Titans next week, which Tennessee hosts.
And then Kansas City, obviously 8-6. Yeah, they just need to win tomorrow, take care of business.
Yeah, all Casey has to do is beat Kansas City, I believe, may have won the AFC West by default. I'm not sure, but all they got to do is win tomorrow and they're in.
Yep.
They win the AFC West. Okay, the NFC East. Philadelphia already took care of that. They're in the driver's seat right now for home field advantage in the NFC.
Minnesota 11-3. Looks like they're going to win tonight too, so that would put them at 12-3.
12-3 possibly.
Yep.
The NFC South is interesting. New Orleans and Carolina, which played tomorrow, if I'm correct. Which I believe
Carolina's a quiet 10-4.
they are quiet. I don't think
I don't even notice they were 10-4.
A lot of people ain't. I guess a lot of people kind of like swept them under the rug.
I know, because all the stuff that's happened with Christian McCaffrey hasn't played all that great at what everybody thought he was, and he's played okay, but he hasn't played all great. And then you had Devin Funchess had to take over for their wide receiver. I can't think of his name. Cam Newton's buddy.
I can't think of it.
And I had him on my fantasy team, and now he's gone. He's in Buffalo now.
Oh, now I remember. Kelvin Benjamin.
Now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in Buffalo, so they take over for him. And then Cam Newton was hurt, not really hurt like off the field. I'm saying he's been playing, being rushed, throwing some stuff that wasn't looking good. Greg Olsen breaks like his foot, comes back and does something again and gets hurt. I don't know, this quietly...
Yeah,
they have been winning games, and we're not even realizing it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, in the midst of all this distractions, Carolina, they're in the wild card hunt, possibly for a division title, and of course, you got the NFC West with the Rams. And let's see,
and then Seattle's still sitting there at 8-6.
Yeah, teams still in contention right now. Well, in the AFC right now.
Let's look at playoff standings because we were looking at regular standings. Let's discuss the playoff standings. And if you look at it, Kansas City still hasn't clinched yet, but they could.
Right now, they would be sitting at the 4.
Yeah, and then Baltimore 5. Well, Baltimore would be in right now.
And so would
Tennessee.
So would Tennessee, Buffalo, and possibly the Chargers
are still
are still they're still in the hunt.
But basically, everybody else below that, Oakland, Miami, all them, they're eliminated.
Yeah,
it's only up to 7 spot up. So, and then if you look over here in the NFC.
In the NFC, Philly, 1, Minnesota would be the 2. The Rams, they got the Rams, Saints, and Panthers all sitting at 10-4. Then you got Atlanta at 9-5, still in the hunt. You got Detroit,
Seattle and Dallas. But Dallas is below Seattle and Detroit, and then the last wild card spot in Atlanta, so they need to jump 4 teams to make the postseason.
I would say, it could be interesting because the Seahawks and Cowboys play tomorrow. Whoever loses that game, I believe, will be eliminated. I believe that's an elimination game.
So that's kind of that's what's going on in that situation for the NFL. It's getting heated up finally. It took the beginning of football came and everybody's excited, everybody's going for it. Then you got the middle of football where everybody's still trying to figure out what teams are what. Then you get down to the last few weeks and you start getting real excited again. And then you get down to the last week 16 and you're real excited. Week 17, some teams rest their players that can't improve their playoff seeding or can't go for or trying to lock up home field. They'll rest their players. So week 17, everybody's kind of like, this is like a preseason week again. And then the playoffs hit. So it's already going in roller coaster speed. We're clicking up the hill, and by the end of week 17, we're going to release the brakes, and everybody's going to come down, and we're going to see who screams first and who gets off first, wild card round, and so on and so forth. So that's going to be interesting. The Yankees got themselves a good player switching to baseball.
Yeah, I say the Yankees, they acquired Giancarlo Stanton from the Miami Marlins. Stanton, of course, led the majors in home runs this past year with 59.
That batting lineup there with Judge and Stanton,
you got a whole
Sanchez.
You got a whole lot of hitting power with the Yankees.
Didi.
And I did see that acquiring Stanton. They also re-signed CC Sabathia.
Yeah, that was a big move.
That increased the Yankees' possible chances of going to the World Series for 2018. Of course, they still got to get past Houston first because the Astros are defending champs. But
Houston has to get past the Yankees.
Well,
it's not even close.
Well, look, they're both in the same league now.
We'll see.
They're both in the same league.
Their team compared to what the Yankees have now.
I have to wait till October. I say, to find that out. But
I don't know. There's I'm looking on here now to see if there's anything else that just pops out. That Japanese player also signed with somebody, didn't he?
Yes.
Who did he sign with?
Honey. He signed with the Angels.
Angels, yeah.
Yes.
He could have went to, a better, not necessarily a better franchise. No offense. I mean, he could have went to the Yankees or the Dodgers,
Well, I mean,
yeah, he could have went to. They had the money, I think, but he didn't want to because I honestly feel like the guy wanted to be the star stud, and he didn't want to be the. He wanted to be more than one. He wanted to be the stud, and if he went to the Yankees, he wasn't going to be the stud.
Well, I mean,
that wasn't happening.
Well, hell, the Yankees got enough studs on the team as it is.
Right.
Well, I said, yeah, well, I'm gonna say, the Angels, they got some stuff. Well, I mean, they got Mike Trout, they got the veteran Albert Pujols, and and et cetera, et cetera.
Is he still playing?
Yes.
God, remember when he used to be the talk of the town? Remember when Albert Pujols used to be the man?
I don't mean to say,
Well,
I mean, yes, I'd say, well, he's probably, I guess you were approaching the end of his career. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
I said, but you never. I mean, with baseball, you never know. Okay, well, I'll switch, a little bit I'll switch a little bit over to the NBA.
My Detroit Pistons have been losing games.
They
have been losing. They have. I feel bad for them. We'll get together. I mean, we remember the day of Rip Hamilton and Chauncey Billups and Tayshaun Prince and Rasheed Wallace and Ben Wallace.
I'd say, well, probably before you die, I said Detroit's gonna return to glory somehow. But probably not the glory of the Bad Boys days, the late '80s. With Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars and Rodman and et cetera. But I just say, but don't cry. Don't cry over.
I'm not going to. We'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, I say, well,
I just can't wait till the Lakers come back to something good.
Shoot.
Well,
I don't know how they're doing because I stopped watching them after they got that bald douchebag.
Well, I mean, the Lakers
and Kobe left. That made me sad.
Well, I'm
sorry, peanut gallery over here.
Well, I mean, hey, well, it's all right. Well, say, well, Kobe, 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 without question, probably was, I guess, after Shaq left, Kobe basically became the face of the Lakers.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Well, hell, he's the only player, and he got two different jerseys.
I wasn't even a fan of Shaq, though. That's the thing. I liked him in that movie, but...
Kazam. And there was a Genie movie with Sinbad, too.
Yeah.
But I always liked Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe was a great basketball player. Probably top 5.
Yeah.
For me.
He's higher than LeBron James, I think.
Well, definitely in championship rings still.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yes, I'm a hater. I hate
and he is still going to be there for a while. I don't know if LeBron, with the way the teams are aligning, I don't know if LeBron, unless he aligned with another couple superstars, can win more than what he's got.
Of course he can't.
He'll be close.
Sucks. He's overrated.
I guess he can.
We're gonna get some comments on this one.
Well, I think he can. I mean, because LeBron, this is his 15th. If I'm correct.
That's hilarious.
This is his 15th year in the league. He's got 3 titles, and I mean, you know what I'm saying.
So he'll have to play another 15 more years. He'll have to play another, on that average, that means he would have to play another 15 years to get 3 more, which would make 6, which would make him a 30-year NBA career.
I'd have been like,
that's not happening.
I say, look, that's not gonna happen. Probably the only way. Yeah, and I just say, he's probably not. I just say, he's probably not gonna be like Tim Duncan. I mean, because Tim Duncan played till he was 40. And I said he had 5 titles with San Antonio, and I said for a long time the only person that would actually catch Michael Jordan in titles was Tim Duncan, and for a long time I thought he was gonna do it, but he didn't.
Who isn't like Russell? Doesn't Bill Russell have like?
If I'm correct, I believe he has 11.
11 or 12. And I know some people maybe in the comments will say, They act like Jordan's the all-time ring champion guy. No, but Jordan was 6 for 6, 6-0. Did not lose in the NBA Finals. I think Bill Russell actually lost once in the final. I think Bill Russell was 11 out of 12. He did go 12 times, but he lost once. Hey, we're talking about perfection. That's what Jordan was.
I mean, don't say six finals appearances, 6 titles. Well, hell, I just said, these days in the NBA, that would be almost impossible to do.
And then also too, when he first started in the NBA, being drafted, coming in, all that, playing against the likes of Magic and Bird and Isaiah Thomas and the Bad Boys of the Pistons, and Clyde Drexler when they were with the Trailblazers. Don't give me this bull crap that, he struggled so much against those teams. He struggled before he even got past those. He failed. No. When someone finally makes it to the championship game, it wasn't that they failed before that. It was finally that they were worthy enough and good enough to play in a championship. And when he finally made it there, you're judged from after your first championship on. So when he finally made it there and won his first NBA championship, and he kept on going through, he never got cut off. Coming back from baseball, playing that half part of that one season going into the playoffs, the Bulls were not back synced together yet. But besides that little blemish, if he never would have left for baseball, they would have won at least 2 more. He would have been 8 for 8.
He probably could have.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably could have. I just say, but I'm okay. You don't understand what the NBA is just like college basketball. The landscape now is entirely different than what it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. Entirely different.
So, we had to go on a rant real quick. That's
well,
okay.
Hey. Well, hell,
I started it.
Hey.
We couldn't help it. It has been a while since we've done the show.
It's been a while, and it's been 32 minutes since we stopped talking. And I believe our producer, which is us, is saying that we got to go. So we'll be back hopefully on schedule for next week before the new year hits.
Yeah, that's it. Don't worry, guys. We will be back.
One more show before the new year hits. We hope you guys enjoy this sports show that we do. It's kind of bounces back and forth off different topics.
Yeah.
We even threw our little fantasy football in there. We do that for our league, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So we hope you guys like the video, subscribe,
share,
and comment if you don't mind. Tell us what we're doing bad. Tell us what we're doing good. We'd love to hear it.
Like.
So, thanks again, and we'll see you guys next week.
Alrighty, guys. Yep. Make sure we'll see you next week before the end of 2017.
Later.
Take care.